From Careco TV, one of the longest running outdoor programs on television today, exploring the country and the coast in search of adventures. From the mountains of the Great Northwest to the shores of the Atlantic Ocean, this is Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin. This week on Americana Outdoors, we're bringing you coverage of the second stop in the 2024 season of the Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's National Walleye Tour, presented by Progressive. And later, we're heading down to Texas, where we'll tag along on some exciting hunts with Umarex Airguns. We're in Red Wing, Minnesota, on the waters of the Mississippi River for the National Walleye Tour. To get things started, we're with 2021 Tour Champion and Ranger Garmin Pro, Eric McCoy.
Yes, we just got to our first spot here. We're keeping it simple, just doing jigs and crawlers and throwing some swim baits. We're back in a bay off the main channel, just looking in the weeds here. We're gonna try to get our 3 unders fairly quick and then go out and chase a big one for the rest of the day. 18 1/4 incher here, just over 2 pounds. It's number 1. We're only, time is it? Just after 8 o'clock, so we got a good start going here. We're gonna keep it rolling.
Moving on, let's check in with Dylan Nussbaum. Dylan launched this morning in 7th in the Progressive Angler of the Year standings.
Oh yeah, yep. Oh my. Yeah, on the board. Holy man. I was not expecting that. I thought it was a big sheephead. I felt it hit and I'm like, do I set the hooks? Do I set the hooks? Oh man. As soon as I set the hooks on that one, and I knew it was going to be something big, but I didn't know what. And I think that's a great over. That's got to be a 27 incher right there. I mean, it's 8:30 in the morning and we got her over in the boat. So, I mean, that's probably a 6-pound fish, and day one, we can't throw that back.
Let's see how the day has panned out for 2022 Angler of the Year, Dwayne Jelm.
We got 3 fish in the boat. They're really nice slots. We threw I think we've thrown 3 overs back, but they're like 20 1/4, 21s. They were easy decisions. Gosh, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think we're gonna have to keep it.
It's over with.
With 4 in the live well, their day is done. Let's head back to the scales. Jordan Fickiger weighed 14.11. He'll launch tomorrow in 3rd. Alan Leidick locked up the number 2 spot with 14 pounds 15 ounces. And fresh off a 2nd place finish on Erie, Ranger Pro Hunter Nitti sacked up a limit for 15 pounds 2 ounces and the lead going into the final day.
Tomorrow we plan on walking through. I think it'll take a little longer to get them tomorrow with the weather, but as long as we can stay on them right and work our area good, I think we got a good chance to get them again.
Here's a look at the current top 10 standings on the pro side for day 1. We'll return to tournament coverage in just a moment, but in the meantime, take this opportunity to subscribe to our Americana Outdoors YouTube channel. Welcome to day 2 coverage of the second stop of the Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's National Walleye Tour, presented by Progressive. With a storm incoming, weather conditions have taken a turn for the worse for our anglers. Let's check in with current 2nd place contender Alan Leidick. Alan is hooked into his first, and co-angler Tom Kolb makes the scoop.
Nice time. Nice netting job. Yeah. That's a beauty, huh? That is a nice one. Right around 27 inches. Going in the live well.
Leaving the protected waters, we'll head downstream to tournament leader Hunter Nitti and his co-angler Dan Ness.
Ready?
Fighting the wind out on the open water of Pool 4, Hunter has their first.
Woo! Nice work. 19 1/2. First fish.
Perfect fish. Probably low 2s. Feels pretty good, but it's gonna be tough all day to keep getting them. I don't know. We'll have to just keep working on them. It feels good to get a 19.5 right away though.
Using his Garmin line scope to locate active fish, Hunter is casting crawlers over a deep point.
Fish.
It's another good under.
Landing their second, it's not as big as he'd like, but under worsening conditions, with the clock ticking and a no-call rule, it's decision time.
Oh. We need 2.5, but might just have to stay in it with this one. Flop. We need a big now. We got 2 in the well, we need a big now.
As the anglers continue to fight down to the last seconds before it's time to head in for weigh-in, let's take a moment to learn about our host.
We're here in Welch, Minnesota at Treasure Island Resort and Casino. We have a full-service bowling alley and arcade. We have fine dining, tons of restaurants, and then we also have concerts. We bring in some of the entertainment's biggest names. We have a first-class facility in the marina. We have an incredible docking area, and it's really all here. If you're looking for a getaway yourself and want to come down to see us here at Treasure Island, visit our website at www.ticasino.com.
We're back at Red Wing, Minnesota's Treasure Island Resort and Casino for the final weigh-in. On the pro side, there's $270,000 in total purse. On the co-angler side, there's $38,000 up for grabs, with the winning co-angler earning $7,500. Heading to the scales, Tony Flatten launched this morning in 10th overall, adding 13.06 for a 2-day total of 26.14. He'll wrap up the week in 5th. John Kopchak jumped from 29th all the way into 4th with the biggest bag of the week.
16 pounds, 6 ounces. Hold that fish up.
Ranger Pro Corey Heiser moved from 7th into 3rd. With regular payout and the Ranger Cup bonus, he'll pick up $19,354.
You know, the NWT just has the best anglers, best walleye anglers in the country, and it's just awesome to go out and compete with them. Fortunate enough to call most of them my friends, so just an awesome event. We had a great crowd here at the Mississippi River Red Wing. It's been a really fun week.
Alan Leidick held on to 2nd, adding 13.04 to his day 1 weight of 14.15, finishing the week with 28.03, earning a total payout of $26,268.
You know, I'm not an actual pro. I'm just an average Joe, an electrician. And to come and face off against all these guys is pretty intimidating. I mean, it's what they do for a profession. So, I mean, I'm tickled pink to be in 2nd place and even be in contention to win earlier today. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better position.
Mike Schomer Jr. put 14.5 on the scales. Pairing that with his day 1 weight of 14.3, 28 pounds and 8 ounces puts him in the lead with 1 angler left.
Hunter needs 13 pounds, 7 ounces to steal the lead from Mike. He's got 4 fish to try and do it. 13 pounds, 7 ounces is what he needs. Hunter has 11 pounds and an ounce. 11 pounds and an ounce. Ladies and gentlemen, winning $15,000, 28 pounds, 8 ounces does it, Mike Schomer Jr.
There was no secret. I mean, we were doing a lot of things. We were live baiting, we were trolling, we were casting crankbaits on wing dams, live bait on wing dams, jigging plastic on wing dams. We were doing a lot of different things.
Mike Schomer gets his first win on the tour with a total payout of $92,375. On the co-side, Pierre, South Dakota's Chris Haynes earns the win with a payout of $10,100. Here's a look at the top 10 standings for the Progressive Angler of the Year. That's a wrap for the second stop of the Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's National Walleye Tour, presented by Progressive. Special thanks to Red Wing, Minnesota's Treasure Island Resort and Casino, for hosting our event. We'll return to the field in just a moment, but in the meantime, take this opportunity to subscribe to our Americana Outdoors YouTube channel.
The air gun craze has really been sweeping the nation. More and more states are, opening up all different types of hunting for it. And what it's done is created another means and another method for people to get out and enjoy the outdoors. But they've also created a big surge among youth actually spending time out just shooting. You know, we had a youth camp out here not long ago and we were shooting balloons. They're fun to shoot, you know, but like anything, you need to, you know, practice safe, responsible shooting. So in the last few years, we've been kind of diving in and learning more about the airgun hunting world. We have taken a lot of different species, and we've seen, you know, a lot of guys take different species with what they call the hammer, which shoots a 50 caliber projectile that weighs 250 to 330 grains, I believe it is, at a speed big enough that you can do some damage on some big game animals.
We're joining Wade in the field with the 50 caliber Umarex hammer air rifle in a muddy Southside 360 blind. This hunting setup is unique as they've situated it atop a trailer. With wind gusts over 30 miles an hour today, this hunt is proving to be rather tricky.
I'm starting to question my sanity if I don't need an extra 500 pounds on the front of this trailer. The entire trailer is lifting off the ground in front of us at times. It's shaking, we're bouncing around. I mean, it is amazing what this wind is doing, but we're starting to see stuff. There's a couple of white-tailed does moving through the area. A group of aoudad have now kind of filtered in, and you know, now it's just really, when I'm aoudad hunting, I'm spending a lot of time glassing, trying to find the most mature one that I can find. We're watching this group of aoudad in the winds, and they're filtering back and forth between the water troughs, just kind of like what we would expect. You know, gentry's able to move like crazy in the blind because it's moving a lot. They don't even know we're there. We've got aoudad passing within 5 yards of us at this point. And, you know, as we're looking, there were 2 of them in the herd that had kind of caught my attention. I can see him standing there right now. I didn't hit him that time. He's hit hard though. He's hit really hard. Boy, that went down fast. We had them around us for 30, 45 minutes. And just a milling of ewes and their babies and 2 or 3 big rams, and that was the biggest one that I saw, and he kind of kept milling around, started headed towards that water, and I tried to get him stopped right there and really hit him hard, but I kept thinking he would fall. I really didn't have a good second shot through all that brush, but my opinion is when you've got an extra round, and that's one thing about this hammer, you actually have 2 shots in it, so I was trying to get another round into him. I believe you take another shot if you can when you hit an animal, and I hit him hard. I mean, he's gonna be done. We're gonna recover him. It's just a matter of time. I've tracked enough of these aoudad that, you know, we went back to watch the footage, and then we loaded up all your buddies just like you do when you're in a hunting camp. You want extra eyes. But there's a thing I'll tell you about aoudad. Aoudad's big mane, when the blood is flowing down that, can run down into those chaps and you don't get a great blood trail. And that's really what happened here. We knew we had a lethal shot, but we weren't finding a lot of blood. Well, the good sounds of when you're out trekking with your buddies in the dark and go, oh, got him. That's what Scott was saying back behind me, and sure enough, he's piled up right here. I mean, you can see the blood out of him now. He's stiff. He was dead when we got out of the blind. See if I can get him rolled over here. That's a beast of an aoudad right there. I mean, a beast. That was the hammer doing action. There's the hit right there. And I mean, we got it. I couldn't be happier. Can't be more excited. I mean, this is a big aoudad. I'll have a 3/4 body mount on this guy.
to tell the story, shooting him with a big air gun. And it's something I think a lot of people ought to look at. It's another means and methods. It's another great way to hunt, and that Umarex hammer, it got the job done.
We'll return to the field in just a moment. But in the meantime, take this opportunity to subscribe to our Americana Outdoors YouTube channel. We're in camp with a good friend of ours, George Cummins. Wade and George go way back and have been trading off hunts between South Texas and Kentucky for years. This time, he's back at it with his sights set on finally taking an axis back home. George has had quite the history with axis deer, and we'll let him fill us in.
My history with axis, once I decided I wanted to start hunting them, was very, very checkered. I felt like I was cursed. Been down multiple times, several close encounters, wanted to do it with archery equipment at first. That's when I realized how hard it is to shoot one of these animals with a bow. They're so skittish. So my first trip to South Texas with the air gun was in January. Hunted 3 or 4 days, several close encounters. I personally screwed one of those encounters up. The big axis I was going after come back out the very next day, but he had shed his antlers. So my hunt was basically over. Wanted to go back, try to redeem myself, and the best time to do that's in April. This trip we're hunting with the Umarex hammer, the 50 cal air rifle that they've made. I've been shooting it a lot, I've gotten a lot more comfortable with it, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this gun is so much more accurate than I ever thought an air rifle could be. And it has some knockdown power, let me tell you. First morning of our hunt, sun starts breaking, saw several whitetail, and a good axis buck actually came in right off the bat, which is very strange to me because I've been cursed when hunting axis. And honestly, I was heeing and hawing back and forth whether or not I should shoot that axis because he was a good one. He's beautiful, in velvet. Everything was perfect. He was right where we needed him. But it was day one, you know, and I didn't want to settle. It was a great axis, but it wasn't that monster I was really after. Decided to pass on him, and boy, am I glad I did, because it wasn't 10 minutes later, the giant walks in. As he started to ease on out, it was a surreal moment for me because that was when I realized I think it's actually going to happen. I'm finally going to get my shot at this giant axis that I've been after for years.
Drilled him, I heard it. Pretty sure I just smoked him. That was a big axis, which I've been after for at least 3 years, maybe 4 now. Full velvet, such beautiful animals. They're so smart too. They're hunted year round down here, and I mean, they're just real weary animals, almost like a turkey that's been call shy is what I tell everybody. I've been hunting them for 3 years with my bow. No luck with that, so I finally decided to bring out the Umarex hammer, and this thing hits so hard. I mean, you could hear the bullet hit him. I think we're good. I'm sure Wade will want us to wait an hour or 2 before we look, but oh my God, I'm jacked. I'm so jacked. Been after him, like I said, for a long time. This has been a long time coming. Fingers crossed, everything, you know, it hit where I was aiming. Stay tuned, we'll see. We'll go look for him here in a little bit.
I knew Wade wanted to be with me on this recovery because he's been rooting for me as much as I've been rooting for myself. A couple hours later, we go back, pick up the blood. He only went, I don't know, 60, 70 yards. The Umarex absolutely did a number on him.
He must have gone around that tree, and you know the best of all?
Something at the end of that blood trail. Love it. Oh yeah. I didn't think he'd come out of here. God, where'd he go? He couldn't have went, what, 60 yards, 70? He is definitely coming out of velvet, like another night maybe. He's got those 2 little extra points they get sometimes, Wade, right there. That's been at least 3, maybe 4 years in the making, right? Trying to get a big one. I mean, we've had our opportunities for sure. These animals are just so smart. Where they're hunted year round, they're just skittish. I've grown to respect them. Started out as hatred, but now it's turned into respect.
Going down to South Texas, hunting with Wade, everybody that we get to hang out with down there, it's almost like a family reunion to me. I love going down there for the hunting, but as much the hospitality as anything, and the cooking. Angel, thank you for all the cooking. The hunting part of it is super unique in the fact that you don't know what's going to step out. I mean, it could be an axis, it could be a black buck, it could be aoudad, whitetail. You really don't know. And just South Texas it holds a special place in my heart, and I hope that Wade allows me to come down there for a long, long time.
Hey, thank you for watching, and join us again next week on a new episode of Americana Outdoors. Americana Outdoors is a Careco TV production.